And there it is. We're back, baby. Hi, Terry. Good to see you. Yeah, I had some issues with the internet. Some poor slob drove into a pole the other day and knocked it out for, well, he got it fixed last night sometime. So I apologize for the live yesterday that got started on data, but data just couldn't handle it. So anyway, take two this time. I'll give a few minutes for other people to pop in. So just go and let everybody know. We are live. YouTube.com/. Think it's user. At any rate, there we are, all set, ready to go. Things have been interesting the last few days. 2022 is we want 2019 back. It's pretty much as simple as that. So we'll get things all set up and ready to go. I mean, as far as people on board here, that's great. I see 7 people. That's great. Welcome, welcome. This is a going over of the PDF from the meeting on Tuesday. I know it's a little bit late. As I mentioned earlier, the internet got messed up for me down here, so I couldn't finish one yesterday. So this is the take 2 of the going over the PDF for Tuesday's meeting. It was many of you probably already have read it. No, we don't. Paul Gluty, hey, Paul from Australia. Good to see you. David. No, we don't want to go. What is it? Go there, all that again. Well, it's, I'll give my interpretation of it as fast as I can, and then I want to talk about a couple other things after the fact. So I'll just give a couple more minutes for people to get popped in here. We're 8 people now. Yay! Welcome, everybody. Gorgeous day in Honduras here. I can see the reef beautifully. It's we had a norther the last couple of days too, so that was interesting. It got down to 65 degrees down here. Holy cow! It was cold. Yeah, well, no, it was great for sleeping. Let me tell you, it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So, David, I know you're in a similar situation as far as temperatures are concerned. It was pretty cool the last couple of nights, you being in Belize, which is not that far away from me. So anyway, I'm looking forward to getting back there over the next little bit so that, hey, we can get together at the Tipsy and have a set of wings and a few adult beverages. Yeah, it was indeed. Damon Rains, hello, how are you? Good to see you on. I hope everybody can hear me fine and everything's working good. Post a Y or something in the comments so that I'm sure somebody would have said something if it wasn't working right. So, all right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, we're here and we're on the AI marketing go over of the minutes for the meeting on Tuesday. It was an interesting one at interesting, good, and a lot of people were disappointed with it, and I fully understand that. Thanks, Terry. Thanks, David. And some people don't understand that when you get into a business like AI marketing and have the growth that they had, I mean, I'm not defending or doing anything for them. I'm just posting and telling it basically like it is. I don't know whether they had planned or counted on the growth that they've had in the past year, because it was 300,000 accounts summer of 2020, and now it's over 4 million or close to 4 million, somewhere around there. So yours is unstable this morning. Well, hello, Ruth, anyway, and try it with this. Will be automatically put onto YouTube. So hopefully when yours is better, you can get the whole thing. If you can't this morning. So anyway, yeah, so let's just get right into it and not take up a whole bunch of your time, because I mentioned, like I say, I want to share a couple things with you after we get through the AI marketing stuff. I'm going to share my screen here, and I actually picked one, so it's there, and now my screen is being shared. So we go over to the document, and we put it into read mode. So we have the leaders meeting by AI Gestion. It's all basically summed up really in the introduction in the first 4 comments here. Is number 1, they started refunding unprocessed withdrawal requests. The Tether TRC20, USDT TRC20 have been returned to the accounts. There were several shortcomings in the work of the program script identified during the repayment process. The process of refunding nominated withdrawals in other currencies has been suspended to improve scripts. The refund should go faster now. So basically what that means is the TRC20 and for USDT, all those pending withdrawals are back. Some didn't make it, and then they started the BTC one and it was supposed to be done on Monday, finished on Monday. And we got reports that BTC was being refunded from Stone Age Bounty, from other groups, and other legs in the system too. So that looked like it was working really, really well. But then I think they realized that it wasn't, so they put a stop on it, and it was supposed to be getting going again this morning. So keep an eye on your back office in the transfers on both the IBN side and AI marketing side, so that you see that your transfer has been eliminated and put back into your cashback or PRTN account. Are they doing them both? Yes, they're working on both of them. Eugene couldn't elaborate a whole bunch on the IBN side, because he's AI marketing's marketing director. So that side of the business is separate. So he doesn't have a whole lot to do with that now. But just expect the refunds to go faster now, providing they started it up this morning when they went into work and pressed the buttons to get things rolling again. That was a few hours ago that they could have started that now. And also remember that my Stone Age Bounty team is very, very small compared to the grand scope of AI marketing. So it may not start to show up till later this afternoon or tomorrow or something like that for any of us. But I do expect, please, for you to post it into the Telegram group when you do get it. Screenshot would be nice, but you can't really prove something's not there. Before and after, that would be great. Showing the time on the bottom corner of your computer, that'd be great too, so that we have a good idea things are rolling forward and can alleviate some of the frustration at the very least. Number 2, we had to stop launching new advertising campaigns again 5 days ago. We're now 24 days, which would be 26 days now late on the schedule. Unfortunate, but something they had to do it. Having problems with the cache still. Some sales information doesn't display correctly. It's not completely rewritten, the cache is, but in addition to existing data, leads to incorrect display of some sales in some accounts. So we're working hard to solve the cache problem as soon as possible, so we can see that ad balance move over to the ad budget faster again. It was starting to catch up, but then I guess they ran into some issues with the cache and are working to have that fixed as well. One thing that is, you'll see it in the questions later on too, that the cache has nothing to do with withdrawals. They're 2 separate entities. So working them in parallel as much as they possibly can, so that they can get it all done as fast as possible. Okay. Number 3, not all Tether TRC20 payments have been refunded due to previously announced flaws in the gross payment refund script. Please do not write to support about your payments at this time, as we currently identify missed unprocessed payments for refunds to account. So if you didn't have any, if you had a TRC20 transfer request, withdrawal request in this time frame, and you haven't got it, you should have. They're looking for them. They're most likely have found them by now, and so on and so forth. We'll see how things are rolling forward today, but know that they're working to get that back into operation, or like I say, it might be already. Number 4, there's no just back for a second. There's no reason to call contact support for most things. All right, we want to talk to your sponsor about any issues that you may have, and if they can't answer it, it has to go upline or come into the group, ask a question there. It is open again. I was pleased to see much less negative in there this morning when I opened my eyes. It's at any rate, it's all good. Number 4, we'll go on. We estimated that we will completely resume work from January 22nd to 26th. Yes, he said last meeting we hope to get it done and going by the 22nd. Okay, now he's saying 22nd to 26th. Whatever. Today they can see that the estimated turnaround to be wrong. Obviously, had everything been going as well as it was, it may have been, but it's not, and it wasn't. So they stopped things, and they can say now, realistically, at least until February 25th, to completely resume the operations. That was not taken well by a lot of people. And we all want this thing to get rolling and back on track and moving as fast as possible. I'm one of those. Don't think it doesn't frustrate me. I do have the opinion, though, that we're in this. Whatever we started with, whatever we have in it now, I didn't start it with a whole lot, but I've got a whole lot in it now. It may not be out of my pocket, but it's out of my heart, right? It's my time that I put in and that sort of thing. So, I've got a lot put into this company. All right. I put into you guys, and I want to put a whole lot more in with you guys. So yeah, it's frustrating, but what I have the opinion of is we've got the money in there. All right. What can we do other than sit and put good energy out to them to get it all fixed as fast as possible? 4 million members out there putting positive vibes, sending positive vibes toward them. I think that's a good thing. Putting positive vibes in the groups that you're in and saying, yeah, we're behind it. We're behind it, because if you're not behind it, and all you want to do is whine and complain that it's not working, why are you in it? Number one, and what I find too is, if you've got $100 in it and are whining about the withdrawals not working, I understand the frustration that it is, but if you've only got $100 in it, or a 500 or 1,000 or something like that, are you building this as a business, or are you building this so that you can only have $35-40 extra a month, right? I challenge you. I absolutely challenge you to go and find a business, online or offline. Okay, you can do a similar thing with Amazon if you want to. By all means, go ahead and go on to Amazon and start your Amazon done for you store that is available. It's an affiliate, same as this. But you got to come up with 10 grand to get it started. All right. So, that being said, all right, well, that makes it out of reach for most people. Second is, and you can do very, very well with it. Don't get me wrong. You can do as well as we can with AI marketing here. But it costs you 10 grand to get started. And then you got to advertise on top of that. So, and if you don't want to do that, well, why not go open a brick and mortar? Right? If you have a brick and mortar store, get ready to spend $150,000 and get ready to not have any profits come into your business for at least 3 years, right? You may be able to start to live off your profits and not have to take more out of your savings in order to save, in order to run the business. Because in the first part, all your profits should be going back into the business. All right. You need more inventory. You need more advertising. You need more space. You need more of this. You need more of that if your business is growing. All right. But then you look at the statistics for new business startups. All right. About 80% make it the first year. That goes up to about 50% in the first 5 years. That means 50% of the businesses that start are done in 5 years, half of them, right? And you go longer than that, you take it out to a 10-year window, 80% are gone. All right. Now that could be because they built up a business over 5 years, was successful, and they sold it, or it was absorbed by someone else, and a craft brewery bought up by a large brewery and changed the name of it. That could be, all right. But business success rates are not very large, especially when you go out into the quote real world and start something brick and mortar, because you don't have any mentors, you don't have any teams like this. You may have a system to follow, but if you want to go and buy a McDonald's franchise, by all means you could do that. Never mind $100,000, come up with $1.5 million, and then build the building and populate it with all the equipment and then inventory it. All right, you're probably about $2 million before you can open the doors on a McDonald's. All right, granted, they've got a system in place, and you're more likely to succeed with that kind of a system, right? But I've heard of McDonald's closing. I have. So it's not guaranteed in any form of business that anything's going to last longer than 3 to 5 years. And if it's really good and handled well, okay, the 20% that keep going are the ones that are solid and have done what they said that they're going to do and what their original mandate is, and tweaked a little bit, and away you go. And that's what you have to do. You find a problem, you fix it. You find a problem, you fix it. If you're on an airplane, they got that autopilot. Me being a sailor, right? I have autopilot. I turn the autopilot on, and I don't have to touch the helm. But am I steering exactly 175 degrees all the time? No. The boat runs from 160 to 185 and back and forth and back and forth. But the general thing that happens is that I get to where I need to go, right? I get to Ranguana Key to enter into Belize at 6 o'clock in the morning. So the sun is coming up behind me. I can see the water, and it's safe to go in, right? Because it's a pretty tight entrance. So but my autopilot is changing direction all the time. So are we on course? No. Well, we better change that a little bit and come back to it. And we overcorrected a little bit. We got to come back, and it's just a back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. That's why you need a plan, and that's why you need to look at the plan on a regular basis and see if that plan is working, right? And this is the kind of thing that AI is doing here with the tweaks and whatnot. Yeah, there was a catastrophic failure with the payment system when they tried to introduce the cards. There was. I wish they hadn't have even tried. I wish they hadn't have even tried, but they did, and that's caused what's going on now. Questions and answers. Question 1: I'd like more detailed information on the aggregator's account verification, percentage of accounts, past audit to date. Don't have percentages or statistics. They provide the data for which there are requests. When they make a request to the aggregator, then the aggregator says, okay, we need this data, and then they have to send that data to them, back and forth and back and forth. And it's been going very, very slow. So because of the holidays all around the world. And now that they're over, they hope to get all of that done a bit faster. So maybe sales will start showing a little bit better, that sort of thing. Question 2: at each meeting, there are new problems and excuses. Why this date, February 25th, when it only takes a few days to refund and the dashboards and then activate withdrawals. That's how it is. I explained the scripts did not work exactly as we hoped, and that work must be done to do it correctly. Yeah, the developers told them February 25th, but I don't know whether they'd be giving a lot longer just to have a little bit of a safe window. I don't know that. It could happen sooner, as fast as the TRC20 refunds happened, which was only a couple of days, really. And they were, like I said, they were supposed to have the BTCs done on Monday. Some of them got done, not everyone, but that's when they noticed the mistake with the TRC. Whatever mistake that they have in there, that they noticed it, now they're correcting it, and it's starting today, as I mentioned earlier. So if the TRC20 went over 2 or 3 days, then BTC will probably maybe take 2 or 3, maybe 4 days, because there's probably more BTC ones than there were TRC, and then Ether and those ones. And he's always said when the withdrawals are refunded, or when the withdrawals pending were refunded, then he can open the withdrawal window again. The February 25th date is also a date for everything to be working, not just the withdrawals. Okay. Hi, Eugene. Question 3. Cash problem is understandable and predictable. Does the deadlines you give for the return to full normal include withdrawals or not? He understands everything. As you can see above, the cash is the reason why we stopped launching the new campaigns. Never said that it had anything to do with withdrawal. We have some problems with refunds, and it has slowed us down. So, yeah, they're working on it. They're working on it. It's it's going to take a little bit. Question 4. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Eugene. When you say completely resume operations, do you talk about withdrawals? I talk about everything, including withdrawals. Okay, so that's where I go back to what I said earlier. That it may not take to the 25th to push the button for withdrawals. It may take to the 25th for them to get the aggregators sorted out. I don't think it'll take to the 25th to get the cash sorted out. I don't think so. I don't think so, but I can't think they would want to wait that long to get advertising and the robots out working and that sort of thing again. I mean, the robot's still working, but for some of us, the ad budget is starting to get thin, and we want those top ups to get picked up as soon as possible. And if you only you're starting to get into the lower tens, 20, 30, $40 that are left in that, and you got $200 sitting in your ad balance. We want this to go as quick as possible, and it will be as quick as possible. Question 5. Some partners from different countries sent messages of support to find out if BTC returns had begun. One said yes, and another said no. How come 2 different answers? They launched it, and the support said, yep, it's working. And then they found the problem and stopped it. And they're probably that second one was after the fact. And support, they're one-word answers. They want to get it done as quickly as possible. And no, they don't feel like typing out a set response for every single answer. Although, if I were in the customer support, I know what the questions are going to be, so I'd prepare a little bit of an answer with a small explanation on it, and then just do copy and pastes. But that's me. Oh, that question again. Copy this one, paste it there. That's your answer, bam. But we all know that their support right now, they want. I guess they're working on other things to help out to get it done faster. So they don't want to have any support tickets at all, unless it's absolutely necessary. And if you have any challenges and can't get with your sponsor, put it on the group. And if it's really, really nasty, then PM or I'll PM you if you ask on the group and say you've got an issue and that sort of thing. We'll get it resolved as best we can, either through Julie or even upline from her, the French connection, something, because most questions can be solved without contacting support. Last meeting was promising, but today you surprised us again with new problems and delays. He said, we hope to never have them in the first place. We want to get this over with. So, question 7. Good evening. We're delighted to see you at the briefing. How long do you plan to continue launching advertising campaigns. As soon as we've solved the problems with the cache, proving to be more difficult than expected. Whole problem is that this feature was not planned from the start, and when it is stove where it should not be, it raises other questions. You know, when you try to stove something or shove it into a place where it doesn't belong or isn't the other place isn't really prepared to accept it. You know, give me that, you know, jack it up a little bit, or give me that shim, bam, bam, and that sort of thing. You know, it's not going to help out the rest of the things. You know, it raises other questions. It raises issues other places because the subroutine that they're plugging it into didn't know about this right up until it got told to know about it. But maybe there might be something else in those codes or this subroutine or this thing over here that it has to be changed to, a comma or a semicolon put in a different place, or a bracket that's out of, or an if then else statement that has to be changed so that if this then that, right? If this then go to the payment, and if not then go to this side, and maybe that some more code needs to be put in some of those. We don't know that sort of thing, but I do know that adding something to code that's already there can really mess up the code that's already there. Question 8, many are starting to make assumptions. Yes, many are. Problems are endless, and there are always new excuses that delay withdrawals. We end up thinking that you're blocking withdrawals because you're not paid of admitad account verification. So why not tell the truth? The problems continue. We have the impression that AIM will never be able to get out of water again. We have some problems. We're working on them. If we ever arrive at the day when we can no longer continue working for any reason, the company will announce it. You have to look at, a lot of these things you got to read between the lines too, and try to decipher what they're saying here. And by actually saying that, a lot of people will take that negative. Okay. Oh my God, they mentioned that there's a possibility. Oh no. The fact that they mentioned that tells me, and should tell you too, that everything's going. We're trying to fix it. They're working hard on getting it fixed. But if they can't, on the slight, they will tell us. Right? They're not just going to run away. They'll tell us. Right? And that goes to the integrity of the company too. And I fully expect that would be honored if, God forbid, that were to happen. But I don't honestly think that it will. I just think that challenges are a little overwhelming for the team that's there, and they're getting through it day by day, step by step, line by line in the code. Question 9. Why of the 20,000 partner stores declared by the company, sales range from 40 to 50 to a maximum? Where are the other stores? If it's really AI that analyzes trends and places itself on global sites such as Google, Yandex, etc., and why, if sales were real, there is not an increase in the number of sales for the New Year's holidays? I actually like the answer to this one because this was asked in the group a while ago. How come we have the same stores that are being sold stuff? Lenovo watches, Walmart, AliExpress, rental car, all of the ones we see all the time, right? How come they're there? Been working with us since the third. You know better of any of the automatic mode. We work with part of the stores. Cashback API for most stores don't allow us to work with them automatically. In all stores in the catalog, you can make a purchase and get cashback in manual mode. What that means is they have all these stores in the cashback menu on your back office in AI marketing. There's an online cashback. You can go to any of those, create a link, and go to that store. Right. And I've found also at times, if you go to a site and you type in, you go down to the bottom, if they have an affiliate program, if you go and type in that website, Cheapo Air or something like that, it might make a link for you too, because to go through all of them to find a link that you want to create and buy from, or give to your friends to buy from, that can be difficult. Try it and see if it comes up and does one. So what they're saying is all of those businesses are available in there, but the robot only works with a few of them. Okay. And when a robot is programmed, number one, it's programmed to a manner that it looks for the best bets to focus on. Okay. And then it focuses on them and does what it's supposed to do, akin to a stock market trading or a crypto trading market, if you're familiar with those. If you sign up into KuCoin or into Binance or something like that, and you want to trade yourself, you can. You can go and trade XRP for pick another one, Shiba or Zalik and Polygon, Matic, which are the same, Polygon, Matic network, that sort of thing. You can trade anything you want, right? But you're on your own to do it. If you want to set up a robot in those exchanges, okay, what you have to do is set that robot up to work with the best pairs that are there, right? So it's the same speculation, but it's the same kind of principle, I think, that's being applied here. Is they want to work with the most often bought from stores, and they program the robot to do that with those stores, and that's why we see it over and over and over again. For the second question, the increase in sales, they didn't do any advertising for the first half of New Year's holidays. No ads since December the 25th. Advertising on the theme of the new year was not launched this year, and they're quite happy their sales have not fallen several times due to all these interruptions. Me too. I mean, I've seen sales fall. I have. Everybody has. I see posts in the group. How many people are noticing that the sales have gone down a little bit? Mine have too. I've had days recently that are in the it's going to sound great. That there were in the 600 range, $640, $650. That sounds great. Yeah. But when you're normally getting them in the 900 to 1,000 range, when you get a day that's only 600, you go, oh, what happened there? And, I had attributed that to sales. And it's sales. In sales, because we're selling here, right? We're selling things to real people in the real world. And sales are up and sales are down. Sales are up and sales are down. A salesman at the Brick isn't going to expect to sell 14 couches a day, right? Maybe he's good enough to, but you got to be really, really good to be able to do that. And plus without them advertising on their side of it, then we're still getting sales. Boy, I think that's done pretty well for that kind of thing, and not having whatever advertising they're talking about in that for over the holidays, right? We're still making sales. The cashback is still piling up in our pending wallet and going to our cashback wallet. We can add to our advertising budget with it, and then and it's a beautiful circle that keeps going. And yeah, it's forced right now, but look what your ad budget's going to be at the end of it. At any rate, when they start doing that again, right? When they start doing all the advertising they're talking about again, it's going to go. So be prepared for that after this gets all settled too. So question 10, we are afraid that so many problems make the decision to stop. All right, same question as before, and a same answer. If we ever arrive at a day when they can no longer continue, the company will announce it. So know that. Don't expect it. Don't expect it. I think it's this time because everybody here has skin in the game, right? So I think it's time for everybody to realize that as far as that's concerned, there's nothing we can do to help AI marketing, and all the whining and complaining isn't going to help, right? That sends negative energy out, right? And you get what you send out. You get what you give, right? Your subconscious knows no different. It doesn't know negative. It doesn't know positive. It just works towards you getting what you're talking about and thinking about. Okay, so if we're thinking positive things about AI marketing, they got 4 million account holders out there, or accounts out there. Maybe it's only 2.5 million or 2 million actual members. But even 2 million people thinking about the same thing and sending positive energy to AI marketing, it can't do any harm. It'll make you feel better about it. It'll make the energy of the electrons moving throughout the ether. You know, a little bit into physics and science right here, but that will move that will move certain things, and it will go to the places that it's needed. And then next thing you know, it just bam, all right, we're back, let's go. So you know, you've got the money in anyway. At this point in time, we're stuck with that. We can't get it out anyway. So why not be positive about it rather than whining? Uh, just my thoughts. And you know, I'm positive. I'm positive. Yeah, the meeting was disappointing, but you know, let's move on to the next and hold on. And like I say, I'll get to something at the end of this that people may want to look at. And I suggest that, at any rate, it's question 12. Uh, or did I do question 11? Oh, how? Yeah, no, I didn't. How are campaign launches and withdrawals linked? Is it possible to take all the steps in parallel? Yeah, they're doing everything they can. They're not linked. They're, you know, the cash is over here and the withdrawals are over here. That's the payment module, and the cash is the advertising pickup module. So they are different. So they probably got coders working on both at the same time to make things happen, and that could be why we sometimes see that site's not available or all zeros in our back office, that sort of thing. So um, it's it's a work in progress. They're trying to do everything that they can as fast as they can so that everything is back to normal as fast as possible. 12, any internet trumpets, you're doing a silent scam. And that each time you find just one reason to not open withdrawals, we firmly believe that you will eventually correct and allow us to withdraw and develop this business with you again. You don't know how much we trust in you. Unfortunately, our hopes do diminish with each postponement. Yeah, I'm with him on that, and you know, Eugene is with him on that too. As many of employees have not given up and will work every day to justify this trust. So they're working to, you know, of course, yeah, trust levels have fallen. We're now in a little bit of, this is why the positive side of it is more important now. Okay, I honestly believe we're that guy in the bottom of the meme that is with pickaxe in the mine that's this far away from the diamonds, and the guy on top was this far away, and he just gave up and left. Right? You can give up and leave if you want to. Nobody's holding you. Nobody's holding you hostage. I don't recommend it. I recommend you maintain your account right up until the end because you got skin in the game. Right up into the end of the fixes of everything and everything going again, because you may give up on it and forget about it come mid-February, late February, and forget about it, and then all of a sudden have all this money in there, but not go and check again. So keep track of it. Keep the faith. Now faith. The evidence of things hope, or the substance of things hope for, the evidence of things not seen. Right? And I have faith in the company. I think they're going to do what they said that they're going to do, because history, they always have. So they're working hard to maintain the trust in everybody and build it back up again. It's going to be a little bit of an uphill coming back from this. I understand that, and we will make it as powerful a ride as we possibly can and look for the top very, very shortly. 13, is it possible to link all old withdrawals to the protection fund to activate withdrawals more quickly? It'll take longer to determine the amount and transfer them, etc. So no. No, you don't want to put the withdrawals in the protect fund so that, you know, it's going to, no, it's faster to do it this way. They want to get it done faster. Question 14, what guarantee is there that on February 25th, you will no longer say, wait a month? No guarantee. No guarantee. We don't have crystal balls. We can go by history. You know, in the years that they've been in business, again, like I say, they've always done what they said they were going to do. They've always got over whatever they had to get over in the beginnings and the midstream. You know, all businesses have issues. This one's a programming one. They work in a multiverse kind of thing. There's several things going on at once, so they have to work on it as best as they can to get it. And he's offering no guarantees whatsoever, as has been stated right from day one when I started and started telling people about this. No guarantees in this. There's no guarantees in life, other than death. All right. That's the only guarantee is one day we're going to die. Let's have a great life in between. Um, so, at any rate, question 15, why is the investor at the end of his participation in the company? Why do you prevent us from withdrawing when the profits we see on the account are these false benefits? It's not the end. Can't pay the system, right? They've got the money there. They just have to get the code put in so that they know where to send the money. That's what he's always said. They've got the money. It's no problem. It's where to send it. And that's where the code messed up when they put in that credit card thing. I hope they don't try it again. I really don't. What I really like to see, honestly, on this planet is for crypto to take over as an everyday currency. You go in to buy a pizza with Bitcoin, or you go in to buy a pizza, a slushy from 7-Eleven with Shiba, or it doesn't matter which one, right? Bitcoin Cash with Litecoin or Dogecoin or any one, Monero. That's what I'd like to see is to never mind cash anymore, right? We don't need it. It's not required. We can now be autonomous with this crypto system, right? And they're starting to realize that, in El Salvador, just a couple countries away from me, is Bitcoin legal tender. They're building a Bitcoin city, and they are now, this only been in for a few months now, right? But they are finding that more people in El Salvador are using Bitcoin to spend than they are using the local currency, which is the US dollar. So, I love to see that. Turkey right now is in a big things going on with crypto. There's a few other countries, Uruguay and a couple other South American countries that are really looking at it very, very, very hard. So, I'd like to see it. No, no fiat whatsoever. Don't need them. But when they repair it, it'll be fixed, and then when the withdrawals are refunded, they can press the withdraw button. I don't know how long that's going to take. As he said earlier, no guarantees. But if they started today, they'll probably end fairly quickly, in my opinion. I don't. That's speculation. I don't know. 16, I think you have invested our money in the cryptography market and are waiting for Bitcoin to rise to $72,000. Is that my hypothesis? Why not wait for Bitcoin to become a million? Exactly. They're not every crypto that goes in, most of it gets transferred into fiat and then spent on the advertising. And then when we withdraw, they transfer from fiat to Bitcoin and send it out. Eugene said many times, several meetings ago, that some of the aggregators took Bitcoin, most don't. So they have to deal with the US dollar, right? So it doesn't matter if Bitcoin's at 72,000, 40,000, or a million, right? We'll get the amount of Bitcoin that represents that much money, right? Money for one, right now, it's at a low right now. So I'd like to get it done really quickly so I can get a payment out in Bitcoin right now to ride the wave that's going to be coming very, very shortly. So let's pray for that. Maybe in a month or two, that'll be a lot of signs saying that Bitcoin's going to go parabolic very shortly. Question 17. On your website, bottom of the page, when we click on Wexford Alliance, we see the request is refused due to AI marketing status. What happens there? The application is rejected. That was asked a couple of times in the Bounty group as well, and I didn't have an answer, and I tried asking about it, and this is the answer to the question. Why is AI marketing showing as status unverified or something like that on some of these sites that we go and look at? Well, the AI marketing trademark, what they did is it was rejected by the trademark organization because AI marketing is a general term, and you can't trademark the letter C. You can't. They won't let you because it's public domain, right? AI marketing. You do a YouTube search for AI marketing, and you'll find a whole bunch of things come up that aren't AIM. So having that trademark rejected is caused that, okay, it's not verified yet, so therefore, so what I'm expecting to see, there's these, we're suggested to modify an application and apply again. They're working on it. What I expect to see in the near future too is for AI marketing to tweak their name a little bit so that it's trademarkable and won't get rejected. So I expect to see that in the future. Like I say, that's speculation, but they say they're working on a new application. So if that wasn't trademarkable, they're going to have to come up with something that does, right? So we may see something a little bit different in the name of the business or that sort of thing coming in the near future. 18, can you reactivate withdrawals as soon as refunds are completed? You don't need to wait until caches are fixed to do so. The cache is linked to new campaigns. We plan to open withdrawals as soon as the funds are back. So again, read between the lines on that. The cache is linked to new campaigns. The withdrawals are linked to the payment modules, right? As was said several meetings ago, as how they're separated and that sort of thing. And the payment module was the issue. So as soon as the withdrawals are back in your wallets, then they can open the withdrawals again, right? Remember, February 25th is the date for everything to be up and back on track. So let's pray that the withdrawal refunds go a lot quicker so that they can press that button beforehand. And then we'll all be in happy camp and do a dance of joy and get on with our lives. Question 19. Good evening, Eugene. Thank you for the information. We support you and believe that you and your team will get by. As always, we want to overcome all obstacles. We are with you. Thank you, Eugene says. And yes, thank whoever it was that put that up. Thank you, because we want to give those kind of vibes to them, right? So that they're excited about working rather than, well, we're doing this for a bunch of ne'er-do-wells and all they do is complain. Makes their job more satisfying to get done and get done faster if they're treated with respect and understanding. Question 20, you take a step forward, 2 steps back. Ads that do not go down or that are longer and longer, withdrawals that have not resolved in 3 months, refunds of unreceived withdrawals that are late. In a word, you work, but we find that you're late in all your work. We advised you to hire more staff, even if you have to lose 2 weeks or more to train them. It's better than losing a month of delay. At some point, you should realize that there is a need to hire more people. The company is growing day by day. You must think about increasing the staff. This is inevitable to remain competitive and at the top. I think I have an idea who who asked this question. I won't say, but because I don't know for sure, but I think I've got an idea who asked this one. And their answer was, and this has been asked several times before, and their answer actually says, okay, well, we've taken that into consideration, and we have asked people to come in and is there something that you can do to help us? And they did come in and say that they're understanding something in someone else's code, they're going to have to start all over again, right? So they got to stop the operations, pause all the accounts, website rewriting for 6 to 8 months. And yeah, something this size. Now remember, they were thinking about this long before anything went live on the internet. The website AI.marketing was registered in 2015. So long before they registered and went live with this in 2017, the thoughts were there, and they were probably doing the coding and all of that kind of stuff. Something like this does take a while to get rolling and working. All right, and then they got to join the database with the new engine and correct the problems so it can sync with the new engine. So no, they're going to continue to do this live. You don't want to be told, all right, AI is shutting down for a year because we're rewriting everything. You don't want to be told that. You don't. So let them get on with their stuff and pray for them, meditate for them, think about them in a positive manner when you're going for your walk every day. Do those things. Do those things. 21, I have another request. More than a month ago, INB's technical support blocked our two partners. This is about INB. Eugene is not a part of the INB team, so he doesn't know much about it. So all he does is say that, for this challenge that you've got with INB, you're going to have to talk to INB. And if you have an INB challenge, Eugene's not the guy to ask because he doesn't know. Question 22, thanks for your work and overcome obstacles. Thank you. 23, to summarize, we have no guarantee. We still have to wait indefinitely without the hope of seeing the end soon. And if you're not able to solve the problems, we end up with nothing. First part is pretty much correct. There's no guarantee. You have to wait till it's done. Like my dad always said when you ask, well, how long do you cook that for? Well, until it's done. And depending on the oven, it could be 30 minutes, it could be 45, it could be 15. You got to check on it. You keep an eye on it. That's what you have to do. And when it's done, well, it's done. Can't say that guarantee 100% will be on the exact date. Please don't put words in my mouth. Question 24, Eugene, let's do something. Close all investment doors and even reinvestment doors like the one you closed to the withdrawal system. Let the robots turn off and you can do your job easily so that there is no pressure and slowness in your work. Thought about that many times myself. Why don't they just shut it down? Put up a little sign on there saying we're under maintenance for the next 48 hours. We'll be back, and then bring it back up again, all fixed. Maybe they can't fix it in 48 hours, but you know what I mean, especially if they're focusing everything on it. So that's a good suggestion from the person that put that out there. The answer is some people ask us to keep it open because they don't want to miss the partner's income. Well, the whole thing on that is if they keep it open, yeah, it's because they're doing it live, it slows down the progress. So the partner's income probably wouldn't be as much as it could be. And the second one is telling too, because he says he'll check with the technical team to see if there's anything that has to do with speed. And if that means he's considering this, right? Talk to the technical team. Listen, if we shut it down for a couple of days, will that speed things up? And if the answer is yes, that may be what happens. So very poignant question and well answered, I think, because in my opinion, maybe that's a good thing for them to do. Shut it down for a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4 days. Say we'll be back on this time and come back. Even if it's not all working all 100%, but come back with a couple of things. So we're going live for the next 4 or 5 days so you can top up your robots. Right. And then we're going to go off for another 3 or 4 days to get the rest of the challenges fixed and that sort of thing. I wouldn't mind something like that. I wouldn't mind. Question 25. Good evening, Eugene. Today, I'm sure everyone expected the announcement of the return of withdrawals. Yeah, we did. After the meeting on January 13th, where you confirmed the date of 22nd. No, he didn't confirm it. He never did say, bam, on January 22nd. He said, we hope to get it done by January 22nd. There was no confirmation. Maybe if the issue didn't happen with the TRC 20 refunds, it would have been done by then. But they are, and then they've got coding to do, so it didn't. Everyone in CATS celebrated the power of the company. The leaders really believe you and appreciate your work. Thanks for the support. And yeah, he's sick and tired of finding excuses. I can't imagine being in his shoes right now. I really can't. I'm really glad that there's only 47 people in the meeting. If the meeting was open to the public, they just shut it off. They wouldn't have them because there'd be so much abuse going on. Because people, I want to get into the leaders meeting. They got $100 in advertising bought. Well, show me you're a leader, then you can get into the meeting. All right, but you got to get into certain criteria. All these businesses, all the information isn't available to everyone. Right? There's the company, and then there's those who are right next to the company. Right? And then there are those the next ones down, and then there are those down the levels that have worked this business or any other business. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's not open to the public. Back in Amway, we had a general meeting and hype session, if you want to call it, information and motivational seminars 4 times a year: Winnipeg, Regina, and Banff National Park in Canada, and one down in Florida. And if you qualified to go to those, you could. But if you didn't qualify, you can't go, right? So, at any rate, you have to qualify for the leaders meeting. So if they opened it up to everybody, they can. I'm really glad there's only a few that are in there, because then that information is disseminated through their teams, us through Julie, and so on and so forth down the line. And we get it to our downlines in a timely manner. Unfortunately, my internet bad this time for not as timely as it could have been. 26th, it would be nice to have more meetings. I'd like to see them once a week, but maybe they're just too busy for that. They've got them scheduled every 2 weeks, and that's not a long time. It's not a short time, no, but it's not a long time either, right? It's amazing how fast the 2 weeks from the last meeting on the 4th went by. It's kind of amazing. It didn't go by any faster than anybody else, but because we're busy doing things and that sort of thing, it's just, oh, geez, is it Friday already? Holy cow. Is it Friday? No, it's Thursday today. Eugene, we are already with you for the 3rd year. Despite everything, the company has always stabilized, overcoming many obstacles. We are waiting for your triumph. The one who remains will remain. Greetings and gratitude to all of you. Harmony and prosperity and solve problems is the best and happiest way. Agreed wholeheartedly. This is from a member that's been there 3 years now and has been through a couple of things, and they've always done what they said that they're going to do. So, we can take some good solace in that. 28, Asian New Year is only 2 weeks away. They can't withdraw money to spend on the next TVET. They had high hopes. TET vacation, I'm sorry. They had high hopes for this meeting, but the result was not what we expected. We hope that the company will make quick efforts to accelerate. Yes. Sorry we didn't meet your expectations. Thanks for the support. No, it's unfortunate. Unfortunate. We didn't have any money to spend at Christmas either. So, I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been, but at any rate, we are where we are. Eugene, in turn, on behalf of myself and team, I express my confidence and great gratitude to the team working to restore the process. We look forward to returning. Thank you. Yes, I look forward to returning as well. Number 30, hello. I understand that this paragraph refers to the full start of work, including the correct display of sales in the personal account, etc. However, payments can start earlier after the return of all pending payments. The technical service gave me an estimate date, which I gave you. I can't twist my answer to give someone the extra glimmer of hope. We try to solve everything as soon as possible. So he's not committing to any time before then at all. When I was saying that if the refunds are done quicker, the withdraw button may be pressed quicker. Speculation, but let's hope and put the energy out towards that. TRC 20 has been returned. Which ones have yet to be returned? Well, all the other ones. How long do you cook it till it's done? What else needs to be returned? All the other ones. Maps, Perfect Money, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether on the ERC 20 network, as well as Kiwi. I'm not sure what Maps is. Something in Europe, I think. But they need to go through that all. Bitcoin, they'll probably take 2 or 3 days, maybe. I don't know how many they'd have in Perfect Money, because that one has been shut off for a time and not being recommended to use for a time. But there are people maybe that tried it, and it's been sitting in limbo for a while. And at any rate, so they've got those to go through. I don't expect as many Ethereum or Tether on ERC20 or with Maps or Kiwi. I don't expect. BTC is probably the biggest one. So once they get that done, the rest will go a little bit more quickly than that. What about withdrawals not processed in November? They're also preparing to repay. All the withdrawals that are pending right now are being either repaid or being prepared to be repaid. Question 33. Please convey my deep gratitude for your team and excellent work they do every day. We expect we will not wait. When we can also apply our efforts to the development of our common cause. Thanks for the support. And I too can't wait for this to go. All right, buttons pressed, we're green. And then the flood of people that are going to come into this and just explode it one more time. And then again, probably the next month. I'm really, really looking forward to the opening day so that we can bring in new people and with confidence. We can bring them in with confidence, but no, we can't. We can't bring a new people. We can't bring a new person in right now. And those that are, stop it, please. To bring somebody new into this doesn't help. It's a PR thing, right? Everything's delayed, so until they get it fixed. So let's get it rolling. So the ad balances are moved over in the 2 days that they talk about on the intro video. Let's get it going so that our withdrawals are within 24 hours again. Let's get it going so that the signups are not holding anything up and that sort of thing. Let's just hold off, line them up, get them ready. Make sure they have Bitcoin or USDT on the TRC network, TRC20 network to bring in. Get them lined up, get them ready to go. And then when the button is pressed, we can, all right, go, sign up, register, get some money into the advertising balance, and get the certificate used if they want to. So let's work for that. Question 34, Eugene, we're ready for you to the third year. Oh, I'm sorry, I just read that one. 35. Eugene, we know the period you're going through is complicated and the workload is enormous. I want this message to encourage you, and I'm convinced that you will be able to unblock the situation. I will continue to explain to our team the work that you do. Thanks for your work. From David, somebody named David. Thank you, David, for saying that. And yes, that's what we can do, is just continue to say they're working on it. They're doing the best that they can. This one here, sorry, it was harsh and unpolished. It was because somebody asked about 14 different questions. Same question about 14 different times or something like that. And it's just, you don't do that. Just don't. Good evening, Eugene. You did not confirm any errors in point 4 by giving us the date of February 25th, or did you mean January 25th? He said, no, February 25th. So February 25th is a new date for us. Take a deep breath, because I understand. Please, I understand. Take a deep breath and work with it. Keep your top ups going. Do those things that we've been doing for the last little bit, and build your business up, right? Build your advertising budget up. Let the robot earn some money for you. All right. And where are we going here? Summary. There we are. Summary. We remind you that in this period, any request for help from support must be justified. If it's not worthwhile, don't go to support. I want to talk to you before you go to support. All right. We don't want to bother them. You don't have to go through your upline, and that's how this business works. Go to your sponsor. What if this? What if that? And when you get to certain positions, then you can start moving upline, right? And getting your information. When you're a leader in the group and have your own team of 20,000, 30,000 people, or 40 or 50 or 100,000 people, then you might be able to talk to the company direct. Okay. But until then, I can't talk to the company direct yet. Right. That's why I work with Julie. She's the closest that we have in our upline to the company. Plus, she's got the French connection going on there, who works directly with the company. All right. Because of the AI gestion software, right? They're in contact with the company all the time. So they, trust me, they're in the middle of the corrections too. Right. So, because of that tie-in, we want to get our information from Julie, because it's going to be right. And, for the most part, I mean, everybody can be wrong every now and again. It happens. But, Julie is reliable, and she puts it out in the PDFs very succinctly, much like this. This one is an English translation from the AI gestion page. All right. Um, so and this is basically what she puts in. She just does a copy and paste them, and sets it out in a really nice format to fill out. And thank you to Raheem for doing this for me. And because I tried, I don't know how. I don't know how. I'm computer illiterate in that sort of creating these from I could have done it from the French site but from the translated one I tried. I didn't know how. So anyway, thanks very much to Raheem for doing this and bringing it to our attention, and for me to be able to go through it today with you guys. Sorry it's a day late. Next meeting will be in 2 weeks, Tuesday, February the 1st, 2022, Paris time. Thank you for all your time. So we have 2 weeks to go, a week and a bit now, because there's a couple days gone already. So let's just be positive about AI marketing. There's no point in complaining, and there's no point in asking when are the withdrawals. When are the withdrawals? When they come is going to be your answer. When they come. Get this link out to your team. Have them watch this. Go over it again, unless they fully understand everything. But there's never a bad idea. It's never a bad idea to get your information from several different sources. And then when they all correlate, then there's good information being passed over. There we are. Sorry guys, my internet died. I had to go and go out and reload it and all that kind of stuff. So let's go back. I hope this doesn't get interrupted and gets put onto YouTube after the fact, because this is take 2 already. Dave Ouellette. There it is. He was one of those brick and mortar guys, John. Cost me $30K to go broke. Yeah. Not all is sun and dances and rainbows and unicorns in the business world. As a matter of fact, most of it isn't. Connie, hey, how good to see you today, Connie. Welcome. David, and why we get the cash back amounts as high as we do. Yeah, exactly. Michael, hi, Michael. Sales have gone down because the ad budget is not getting regular top-ups. That and probably has to do with that advertising part of it that on one of the questions. But yeah, not getting regular top-ups. It's trying, but it will get better. Lorenzo. Hey, Lorenzo. Only want to know one thing. Where is our money? It's in AI marketing. Crazy. It's in AI marketing. Work with it. Send them positive energy. Is there a process that members can bring on new businesses? There's a process, yes. Bring on new businesses. We'll talk about that. But we're still doing this right now. Connie, hey, Connie, again. System can predict shopping for 2 to 3 months in advance. Technical team is working on a prediction for 2 to 3 years. That's why you see so many of the same stores where people buy from. Yeah, that's another reason, Connie. Absolutely. They can only project for so long, and as they work it out further and further into the future, then they can bring more and more into the robot code to work with more and more companies. Sandy, good to see you, Sandy. Hi, John. Stay blessed. Thank you. AR, we are moving upward and forward by the power of the Holy Ghost. Aye. And it's like I say, keep putting the positive energy out there for them, because it can't hurt. It absolutely can't hurt. Okay, so that's gone over the PDF of Tuesday. Again, I'm sorry that I didn't get the whole thing done yesterday. The data here is just insane. It's so slow, and then it just cuts out. You never know where you're gonna have a connection and that sort of thing. Claro is not my favorite telephone company, and neither Tigo is the other one. The problem is the same people own both of them, to give you the illusion that there's competition here. These guys are nuts down here. So anyway, what I would suggest for everybody to do now is, continue with AI marketing, manage your accounts, continue doing it, continue looking at the refunds for your withdrawal requests and that sort of thing. Not once a day. Go in once a day. Don't go every 5 in my withdrawal. Is it back yet? Is it back? Not 5, 15, 20 times a day. Don't do that. Do it once. That's enough. Check again tomorrow. Right? We don't want to slow it down any more than absolutely possible. And if you don't have to go in, well, then don't. It's there. We know it's there. So it's all good. Keep doing that. But also ending in the AI marketing end of it, I've mentioned a few times they've got several other things going on in the world as well. And as Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, what's his name, Warren Buffett and Mark Cuban and all these guys that are billionaires, right? How many income streams have you got? One? Okay, well, you need more. Your job is that one, and if you got a business going on the side, okay, that's better, right? Have you got a couple of businesses going? That's even better. Robert Kiyosaki says 7. Have 7. Several billionaires say 7. You look at Elon Musk, SpaceX, Tesla, Boring Company, and all the other ones that he's got going on. Same with Richard Branson. He's not focusing on one thing. He's got Virgin Mobile. He's got Virgin Mobile. He's got Virgin Airways. He's got something else that he's working on in the transportation sector. I think it's a vacuum tube setup. I don't remember the name of it. But all these guys that are multi billionaires have more than one income. So what I'm going to say now is, if you want to look at that and want to get diversified, right? What you need to do is talk to your sponsor in this first. Okay. I've got a couple that I'm working with. I'm trying to get through to everybody to work with them and come on board with them so that we have more than one through the team. And all you got to do is ask. I won't put them up in the group. I won't break my own rule, right? I won't mention what they are here, but if you ask me, I will. That's how I work. You ask me, and I will see what I can do to get things done. And with this, it's easy to get things done. And so I just wanted to mention that at the end here, so that we can be stronger as a team, right? Having one AI marketing, well, that's great. When that comes back, it'll be awesome. But you will want to have more and more. The reason they have 7 is because if one gets into a situation like this, and there's no cash flow from it, then the other 6 pick up the slack, right? You may not be, instead of $10,000 a month coming in, you may only have 5 or 6, but you understand what I mean. So that it's a great idea to diversify. New messages. Michael, to translate, click on page and choose translate to English, transfer to PDF, download cute PDF. Oh, okay, thanks. I appreciate that, Michael. Odette done or cut off? I don't know what happened this time, Dave. The internet had just stopped working for a second, and I had to go off and sign off the router and sign back in, and then it came back. So, and that sometimes that happens with the cable company here. It'll go off for a few seconds and then come back on again, and it'll go off and come back on again. It doesn't necessarily surprise me that happened this morning because they just fixed it. It was a major. They had 5 or 6 trucks out there fixing the damage from yesterday. So it's yes, Connie. That's just talking about that. It's Max Cable is the issue. All the Wi-Fi here. There's brand new routers everywhere. I just replaced them a couple of months ago. There's no issues with that. Connect to the router, no problem. But Max Cable has the issue in that they're not always reliable. And you pay through the nose for it here. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We get a 5 megabit per second for $60 a month. So. And we get a month free because we pay for 6 months in advance. So I guess it's not too bad. And their data is, well, as you saw yesterday, it's questionable and it's very, very slow. Connie, you have 4 of them. Yeah, you do. And you're doing great with all of them. That's absolutely fantastic, Connie. Kamal, hello. How are you doing? It's good to see you here. And on that note, questions, concerns, anything anybody wants to say? And if not, and I've already kept you an hour and a half now, so or close to an hour and a half. And if not, it's all good. I hope this does stream and get loaded in whole onto YouTube because I really don't want to do it again. All right, guys. I will say good morning, good evening, and good night to you. And hope that everything is absolutely wonderful in your world. Know that AI marketing will be good, will be back. I have full faith in it. I do. I absolutely do. So anyway, on that, I love you guys. I respect you guys. Thanks for joining me here, and enjoy the rest of your day and your evening, your sleep, your morning. And God bless to everybody. Cheers.